Okay, so
I'm diving into a controversy that's been blowing up like all over the internet lately.
yeah,
Streamer Asmongold,
right.
known for his, shall we say,
Unfiltered takes on gaming, really anything,
yeah.
recently got hit with a ban from Twitch.
And it's fascinating.
Because this ban wasn't just about, like, breaking some community guidelines.
Right.
It speaks to this, like, larger tension
Yeah.
brewing on these platforms.
Yeah.
Where does...
Where does the entertainment end and the real world impact begin?
Yeah.
Especially when you're talking about a platform like Twitch.
Which is practically its own digital nation state at this point.
Precisely.
And our source today offers a particularly raw look at this dynamic.
We're peering into a thread from Kiwi Farms.
Okay.
Specifically the forum titled Twitch and Their Competitors.
Now, before anyone hits that unsubscribe button,
We know Kiwi Farms has a certain reputation.
but think of it like examining a historical artifact.
Right.
Might not be pretty.
But it tells us something important about the time and place it came from.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In this case, that place is...
The very heart of online streaming culture.
This thread captures a snapshot of how a passionate community grapples with a very public figure stepping over a line.
Yeah.
And boy, do he ever.
Oh, yeah.
For those not familiar, Asmongold decided to wade into...
the Israeli-Palestinian conflict.
Oh, boy.
And the reactions...
in this forum.
Let's just say they run the gamut.
What's particularly illuminating is how...
some users are debating
Right.
whether Asmongold genuinely meant the things he said or if he was intentionally being provocative.
Yeah.
Because let's be real.
Stirring the pot is practically a job requirement for some streamers. Right?
Absolutely.
This is where it gets really interesting.
Yes,
Yeah,
streamers, particularly those with massive followings,
Right.
like Asmongold,
Right.
walk a
It's
very...
a fine line.
they're encouraged to be authentic.
But that authenticity itself becomes a performance.
So when a streamer like Asmongold says something controversial, are they speaking their truth?
Or are they playing a character carefully crafted?
For maximum engagement.
And the forum users pick up on this.
Right.
You see comments speculating about whether he truly believes what he said or if it was a calculated move.
To generate buzz.
And buzz, it generated enough to get him banned from Twitch.
At least temporarily.
On an alternate account.
Right.
Which, for anyone new to the streaming world,
basically means he tried to create a backup to dodge the rules. Of course, only fan the flames further.
Of course.
The forum lights up with debate. Is the ban justified, or is it an infringement on free speech?
Is Asmongold a martyr for the cause?
Right.
Or is he facing the consequences of his actions?
It's like this whole incident becomes a Rorschach test for how people view online personalities.
And their responsibility...
will not incite international incidents through their gaming commentary. And this is where the conversation transcends.
This is one streamer.
Right.
And taps into a much broader conversation about the power dynamics at play on these platforms.
Yeah, it's like everyone just forgets, like...
there's a human on the other side of the screen.
And that's the double-edged sword of online platforms, isn't it?
Yeah.
They can create these illusions of intimacy and accessibility.
Right.
Which makes it easy to forget that there are complex human beings behind the avatars.
Speaking of complex human beings...
our source material throws another wrench in the works.
Okay.
Another streamer.
Named Hassan.
Ah, yes, Hassan.
A prominent streamer known for his own...
let's call it engaged
yeah.
approach to political commentary.
Right.
And according to some of these forum posts,
his involvement in this whole Asmongold situation might not be a coincidence.
Yeah, some users are suggesting this whole thing.
Might have been a setup, a way to bait Asmongold
into saying something ban-worthy.
And that's where things get really interesting.
Yeah.
Remember, both Asmongold and Hassan are signed to the same company, Night Media.
Wait a minute.
They're both working for the same company, and they're allegedly trying to take each other down. This isn't just about free speech anymore. This is starting to sound like a corporate espionage thriller.
Exactly.
And that's a crucial layer to unpack here.
Yeah.
While these controversies might appear on the surface to be about, like, personal beliefs or ethical boundaries, there's often a deeper,
more calculated game being played behind the scenes.
So are you saying that companies like Night Media
are intentionally stirring the pot, using their own streamers as pawns to generate clicks and views?
I wouldn't say pawns necessarily.
But it's important to remember that these platforms are businesses, first and foremost.
And controversy sells.
It's like they're playing a high-stakes game of chess.
And we, the viewers, are the ones glued to the board,
Yeah.
completely engrossed in the drama.
A very apt analogy.
Right.
And speaking of perspectives, it's crucial to remember that we're viewing all of this
Through the lens of Kiwi Farms,
a platform known for its,
let's say,
yeah,
unconventional user base.
to put it mildly.
And I'll admit, looking at this situation through their eyes is making me feel a little...
Queasy.
Yeah.
Like, are we getting the full picture here?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't
And
it?
it speaks to a larger point about consuming information in the digital age.
Right.
Just because something is presented as a raw, unfiltered glimpse behind the curtain
Right.
doesn't mean it's the whole truth.
Yeah, it's like that old saying.
Don't believe everything you read on the internet.
Right. But
These days, like,
it's getting harder and harder to figure out what's real,
absolutely.
especially in this world of like influencers and online personas.
And this Asmongold situation highlights a crucial skill.
For navigating the digital world,
Okay.
source awareness.
A source awareness.
We need to be asking ourselves,
Who is telling us this story?
right,
Like,
what might their motivations be?
because if we just, like, accept everything we see online.
We end up like stuck in these echo chambers,
Exactly.
like this Kiwi Farms thread,
Yes.
where opinions just get
More and more extreme.
amplified. Yeah.
And it's impossible to tell, like,
What's genuine and what's just
manipulation.
a manipulation.
Yeah.
So what are like the big takeaways here?
Especially for our listeners who...
We're just trying to make sense of this whole world of online streaming.
Well, first of all, I think this shows us that...
Streamers,
Right.
even if they're just like
Playing video games, they
Right.
actually have...
huge amount of influence,
They do.
their words have weight,
Yeah.
and we can't forget that.
And the companies behind them, too.
Like Twitch, like Night Media,
Exactly. They are not.
neutral actors in this.
Right.
They're often prioritizing profit
Of course.
over ethics, over
You know,
responsibility.
responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
basically
don't believe everything you see online.
Right.
And question everything.
question every
And maybe,
be skeptical of everyone.
including us.
Oh, especially us.
Well,
Maybe.
all right, everybody. Thanks for diving in with us.
This has been
This has been a wild
a
one.
wild ride.
We'll see you next time.